Hi, Stacy here with Lyme AZ. So I was trying to do my video on what my pet peeve was. Started the video while I was on my back holding the phone and decided I wanted to go ahead and reposition. And I thought, this is actually a good time to try to kind of explain what it's like for me to try to reposition. There's a lot of work that goes into it. So right now I have our blanket on me. It's a little chilly in here, a little too chilly for me, as well as my sheet. My sheet I use all the time because it really it helps me stay modest with family coming in and out, and for these videos, and then for just if I'm hot, then I can still be covered and not have to worry about modesty. And then this, of course, because I'm cold. Well, we have a king-size bed. This is a king-size comforter. Really not that heavy, but to me, it may as well be 1,000 pounds. So I thought it would be a good time to kind of show you how much work goes into me just getting flipped onto my side from my back, not even the other side. Quite frequently, what I will end up doing... Oh, I'm not going to pause it again. Quite frequently what I will end up doing is either flipping from my back to one side, or from one side to my back and then continuing on the other direction after I've been on my back for a little while, just because going from one side to the other side is a lot of difficulty now. Do you want me to start this over, honey?
No, I don't have to. Why?
You're okay? My husband, who apparently is camera shy, I have discovered since doing these videos. Anyway, I often will also ask family to come in and move the blanket for me. If I can't move it, I'm going to try to not do that, even though my husband is right here. So just watch this show, because it's all entertaining. I have difficulty with my right arm. It's the most mobile between the two arms. And I usually have it up underneath my pillow. But bringing it down like this, at this point, it's very stiff and it feels very difficult to try to move. So, and then it's also in a weird angle, so I usually have to reposition my shoulders to get it repositioned. Moving the blanket goes something like this. On a good day, which apparently today is a good day. But once I get to about here, it starts causing me problems because it's getting lower than the rest of my body, which means it's also got more leverage, and that's hard. So I end up usually folding over the blanket and grasping it with both hands to try to reposition it. And then I just kind of knock it to my side like this to get it off of me. And again, I have the strength in my arms to do it, but it doesn't feel like it. My grip in my hands is not very good, which is why I have to kind of grip it with both hands instead of just grabbing it. It hurts a lot to grab stuff and hang on to it and move it. And so this has turned out to be the easiest, is to use both hands together and reposition things. And trying to flip it over like this doesn't always work, because as I have been lately referring to my arms, I have T-Rex arms. Doesn't go much past this, so I'm gonna try to throw stuff or move stuff. It's like having arms of a T-Rex. Okay, so now I'm starting to get myself into a bind here, which happens occasionally, because now I've got most of it over here on the left, but now I have to move my legs, which lately have been giving me a great deal of trouble. Oh, and it's partially on my left leg. So I'm trying to shimmy my leg out from underneath the blanket in addition to lifting it up and bending it, which is really difficult right now. Okay, so I got that scooted over. Now what this is going to do is create a speed bump for me later when I want to flip back over to my left side. So I got my left leg up. I got the blanket off of me. Now I need to get my right leg up, which at this angle isn't too bad most of the time. Usually if I can get my leg bent first and then up, it doesn't hurt as bad. But obviously one of the legs has to get bent first. So since it was underneath the blanket and the angle that I'm at, I decided to go with my left leg to bend first. So now I just shift and I've got something on my leg, on my foot, which is adding just a little bit of weight, but feels like a lot of weight to me. So now I'm trying to shimmy my leg or my foot out from underneath it with my left leg that is all swollen and weird looking. Okay, and getting up with my right knee that's not bending as well as my left. And now I'm going to end up pushing down with my heels to try to get shifted and turned. But unfortunately, my feet tend to slip on the bed when they do that. And then I don't have as much grip, I guess, with my feet to do that. I usually take a big, deep breath because it's not easy. Okay, so I shimmy my butt the opposite direction of where I'm trying to go, and I'm too close to the edge of the bed. At this point, I would call somebody in, but since my husband is here, I'm just going to have him move the blanket. Can you move it, honey?
This way?
Yeah, the blanket. Just because it's behind me, it's too close. Thank you. So, sometimes I'm over enough that I don't need to call anybody over or call anybody to help me out. But this time it turned out that I was just too close to the edge to be able to rotate and get on my side. Another problem that I run into when I'm trying to do this is I often work myself up toward the wall, and I hate being close to the wall. So right now I'm shifting my right ankle back and forth to get it closer to my left foot so that I can move my butt over. Okay, so now my upper body is still close to the bed. My lower body is scooted over, which is great. But now my upper body is too close. So then I have to lift my left shoulder and try to scoot a little bit. But now I've got the other speed bump of my sheet behind me. So I have to try to scoot that because it's just high enough that I can't get over. Okay. Okay, so I'm scooted over enough. Then I can get turned very carefully. It's worse on the other side because my right knee is worse. So it's the top leg when I'm over on the other way. And then try to get my feet untangled from the sheet, which drives me insane. I hate having my feet tied up in the sheet. It makes me feel claustrophobic. I'm going to pause it for a second. So I've gotten repositioned enough to get to this point. Now I need to get my body comfortable, which usually means sticking my right arm up under my pillow and my pillow between my cheek and my arm. And now I can just reposition my legs occasionally when I need to. And otherwise do my videos like I normally do. So that's how much work it takes to just get repositioned. It's a lot of work. And then if I need to completely turn over, it's a lot more work. And like I said earlier, being on my left side is more challenging because my right knee hurts more. And so when it's on top, then I'm having to lift my leg up and reposition it. I usually just kind of glide my legs across each other to try to reposition them, because lifting them pulls on a bunch of muscles that make my knees hurt. The other problem that I'm running into when I'm flipping over is we've got a nice bed that has foam on the top. And so it ends up leaving like this crevice where I'm laying. And so when I am trying to reposition, I often... My son seems to be having some trouble learning to knock, or relearning to knock, I should say. Anyway, so because of the crevice, it ends up being that when I have to reposition, it means that part of my body is up higher than the other parts, especially like where my ankles are when I'm trying to get my butt swung over. And then when I do get close enough, I have to get it up on top of the little hill. But it's that or be on a crappy bed. So I'll take this. Anyways, I think that's about it. It sounds like the household is falling apart with kids barging in and babies crying and whatnot. So anyways, have a good night.